Jim, congratulations. I seem to be saying that a lot at the moment. You must be really proud.
Yeah, I think, as I said to lads in the change room, one word that seemed to be getting mentioned quite a lot as I came along the side of the main stand was that how everybody was, I should be proud of the lads and how they were proud of what we're achieving. So, yeah, it was going to be a difficult game today. You could see glimpses of why Bradford are up there, but I just thought that we were relentless and we were strong and we did everything, lots of things really well. And that's why we got a good result.
Are you surprised at how comfortable it was, or how comfortable you made it look, at least?
No, I paid them a lot of respect before the game because they've scored in every league game. They've got the best away record. They're the top scorers in the league. But I also mentioned that, having Gianluca Haven suspended and, the goalkeeper out, that maybe, and the fact that the intensity of the games maybe might have took its toll on a few players. I mean, we had a similar situation when we played Chorley. Chorley won the back of playing on Wednesday night against, this is the second Chorley game. They played, I think, Doncaster on a Wednesday night, and that's going to take its toll on players. And I have to give, I feel like I'm saying the same things. We've been very, very professional off the pitch. The strength and conditioning, our players look durable. They look like they're not going to injure themselves by putting in a massive shift. And I think that's been the difference perhaps today, the fact that our discipline and our fitness means that we don't have players out suspended and we don't have players out with little niggles.
You've scored 3, but it could have been more, actually, couldn't it? You've hit the woodwork twice, you've had a goal disallowed. I mean, the stats will tell you you've had 25 attempts on goal today against, as you say, one of the top sides in the country.
Yeah, Bradford's more about goals.
Yeah.
So the pleasing thing about today was that we restricted them to very few chances. You can see the threat. They've got players with real dash. They're a handful, Beasley and Ollie Johnson, and they've got players in midfield that can quickly turn defence into attack. They've got good set plays, and I think we managed all those quite well. We didn't expect to have that many chances, but but again, all we have to do is just keep improving and doing little bits and pieces. I was really pleased with is that we come out second half and tidied up the little bits that we'd lost in the second half of the first half, where we started really well and then we got a little bit scrappy and we started to do things that weren't really us. And then once we got back to our script and our way of playing, I think we looked a real threat. And it's brilliant for Frank and Daz to get goals. But more importantly, everybody worked their socks off to get a clean sheet, and I was cajoling the lads right to the very end because I'm very proud of what we're achieving in terms of restricting some of the top scorers in the division to clean sheets, and that's been the difference between where we were last year this stage and where we are this year.
As the game went on, they got quite aggressive. Is everyone okay? Is there any injuries from it as a result?
I wouldn't say they got aggressive. They've had a couple of sendings off in recent games, which were harsh, and I think that they weren't particularly naughty. I just think that's just a sign sometimes of when you get a little bit frustrated or a little bit tired and a couple of late challenges come in. But we've certainly been on the end of worse challenges to that. The Spennymoor, it was just the York, the one that the referee didn't deem a foul at Kidderminster. So no complaints on that side of it, but I think in terms of Paul was just feeling his quad a bit tight, so I just thought there's no point risking that. Keighren obviously got a couple of heavy knocks, Frank did, and a few of our players felt perhaps the pace of the 4 games and the intensity of the game, but so we're fortunately we were in a position to be able to bring them off and bring on players that kept the energy alive and protected those players. So fingers crossed now as we head into next week. I know we've got the game on Tuesday where we'll be able to get players like Niall and Connor and those that really need a game. And here at Edgley Park, it'd be brilliant for them to get a run out, and great for our young players who are at Stockport Town and in the academy to get a run out with the first team on Tuesday. But more importantly, I think we should be okay for a fully fit squad going into the Truro game, which is going to be really important.
Yeah, obviously hoping to have Jake Kirby, Sam Walker. There's going to be some real competition for places, isn't there, next Saturday? Yeah,
well, Jake, I didn't realise, because if I'd known earlier on in the Altrincham game that he took a heavy knock on his foot, but I think with his boot on and the adrenaline, he just kept going.
Yeah.
He got a second knock on it a little bit later in the game. And then when he took his boot off, it just swelled up, and we had the game ready on it, but I thought it was too tender. But Darren trained brilliantly on Thursday night, and I'm so delighted for him because he got his goal, because that's the sort of thing we see in training. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think when less you think, the more instinctive you are, and I think that was just an instinctive finish where that's what he does in training. So I'm delighted for him. His young lad was here today, so he's buzzing going away, because he needed something like that just to give him a shot of confidence. But yeah, Jake and Sam should be okay. Probably struggle for Tuesday, but they'll be able to get a good training session on Tuesday. But yeah, we'll the walking wound will come into Monday, and we'll just get everybody back prepared and refreshed and recovered, and then we'll get Tuesday. We'll top up the players who haven't played, and then Thursday we'll be obviously preparing for the Truro game, and looking forward to just having a fully fit squad. And we're in a good position at the moment, and we all want to just keep the momentum and the atmosphere going.
Well, you've won 7 out of 8. It's 9 games unbeaten in all competitions. Won 4 out of 4 without conceding. You mentioned momentum there. How difficult is it to keep that going? It's going to be tough, isn't it?
When we exited the FA Cup, and I was really disappointed that day, because a goal would have just been lost for our fans and the players for all the efforts they put in that day in terms of making it a spectacle and an atmosphere. We were heading into 9 games in 27 days, which is a tall order at any level. I mentioned that in my programme notes. And then to think that you've got 4 away games at the likes of Spennymoor and Alfreton and Altrincham in the FA Trophy, you think, well, that's tough. But then you've got 4 games at the back end of that 9, which are Altrincham, top goal scorers above us, and Kidderminster, and then Altrincham again, and then Bradford. But to finish that 9-game run with 4 wins, 4 clean sheets is just incredible. And I can't commend the staff and the players' professionalism enough. We're in a good position at the moment. What I like about the players is, and I think a lot of people respect us because we don't kick people. We're miles away at the top of the Fair Play League. We're playing the game in the right manner. We're respectful of the opposition. We don't overindulge ourselves. We do everything right, and I think people are respecting what we're doing, both the way we conduct ourselves as a team and also the way we're playing and the way we're working hard. And like I said, the signs are good for the rest of the season. What we have to do is keep focused, keep professional, keep our modesty, and just keep remembering what works really well for us, and keep doing that week in, week out, every training session, every match. And if we do that, then we're going to be there or thereabouts.
And just finally, one thing that certainly helped today was the atmosphere. It's a difficult one this Saturday, isn't it? People have got no money after the New Year, after Christmas, and they haven't been paid yet, and they turned up in 4,100 here today for this one. It's fantastic. Yeah,
I remember. I was telling a story recently when the club used my quotes to rally a 5,000 crowd, and I thought that would be a tall ask, and that's no disrespect to Bradford. They don't have a huge away following, but it's a. I remember Danny Begara coming out when we beat, I think it was Peterborough we played here, we won 3-0, and there was only 3,000 fans, and then he was saying there's 300,000 people in Stockport, and came out with a quote was, whereas the other 297,000. No, I think, I've always in the past said I like the new people that come, but what I want to do is we've had 3,500 people that come in every week, and I want them to enjoy every minute of this, because they've seen the ups and downs, and at the moment they're seeing up. The message is going out there. You come to the game, whether it be Barnet, Yeovil, and all the other games now. The Boxing Day game was brilliant. The away game at Altrincham, just fantastic at the moment. Everybody's just enjoying the football and the atmosphere. So let's hope long may it continue.
Fantastic. Well done today.
Thanks very much.